Hi and welcome back to the Citizen Channel. You're all staying safe and well. And yes, our player ratings, Villa 1, City 0. A bit pissed off, guys, after that. Fortunately, I'm not sat there on a coach coming back to Manchester, which would happen a lot in the away games, but I couldn't get a ticket for Villa, so I had to suffer quietly at home. Yeah, I think they deserved it, didn't they? I think Villa wanted it more than us. Simple as that. We'll talk about that more in the story of the game, which will be out in a couple of days' time. This is the player ratings. Yeah, not overly impressed today with any player really. I wouldn't give us a man of the match, that's for sure. But I've had might have man of the first 15 minutes or something, or 20 minutes till they scored, but I think we sort of fell apart much more or less after that. Anyway, we're in the company of Simon Bukowski. We'll have a look at his views, we'll have my views, we'll have some Sofascore stats thrown in for good measure as well. And so, yes, let's pull them apart. Let's pull the boys apart. I think they deserve it after today's performance. That's three defeats on the trot now at Villa Park. I did hark back to the 6-1 win about 6 seasons ago. Well, that's a long way off now, isn't it? Right, please, guys, before we have a quick look, hit those buttons. It'd be fantastic. Subscribe if you've not already done so. Support the channel. That's always wonderful. And you can support the channel, give us hype points as well. If you've heard of hype points on YouTube, you can spread them around, give so many points to different YouTube vlogs, etc. So give us some hype points. That helps the algorithms, helps get the channel out there. So it'd be much appreciated. Right, I wish I'd put a woolly jumper on. It's free, absolutely bloody freezing. No heating on. I've got to get my house coat back on in a minute. House coat, how old am I? Anyway, my dressing gown. It's even worse, isn't it? Right, on to Simon Bukowski's ratings. I'll give you my thoughts. Donnarumma could do nothing about the goal and made a decent save when Sancho went through. Little to do otherwise. Give him a 6. I thought it was okay. I'll give him a 6.5. I thought, all right, he perhaps got away with that save in the second half. Well, was it Watkins who went through and he made a save, and then it bounced back to Watkins, who hit it again, and he blocked it again. And he had a one-on-one that he did a pretty decent save to as well, didn't he? I think he's got me worth a 6.5. I can't blame him for the goal. So, yeah, I think Simon's been a bit mean with that. Let's have a look at some of his Sofascore stats. Passes in his own half, 13 out of 14. Long balls, 1 out of 2. Clearances, just the 1. Recoveries, 7. Total saves, 2. Goals prevented, 0.44, so he nearly prevented half a goal. Shame we didn't prevent a full goal, wasn't it? Anyway, saves from inside the box, 2. No punches today. Runs out successful, 2 out of 2. So, yeah, I think it was worth a 6.5, wasn't he? On to Nunes, interesting one. Simon says some decent defending, but also far too many misplaced balls that put the pressure straight back on City. He's given him a 5. I've been a little bit kinder. I've given him a 5.5. I don't think it was that bad. I just thought as a team, I mean, the whole team today probably lost half a point or a point just on the sort of way we played. We just weren't at it. We didn't want it as much as them, did we? And that's unforgivable if your team doesn't want it as much as the other team. You know, we've been on a run of 9 games unbeaten. You think we'd want it, wouldn't you? And of course, a lot of players coming back into the squad from injuries, you think they'd play better because they don't want the place taken. But yeah, I mean, I'd play all this lot against Swansea again, but it's not going to happen, is it? Anyway, I give him a 5.5 Nunes. I thought he wasn't great, but I don't think it was bad. He made 1 cross that wasn't accurate. He was 93% on his pass accuracy, 78 out of 84, so it doesn't sort of back up what Simon said. Long balls accurate, just 1 out of 3. He won 2 tackles out of 2, 4 interceptions, 1 clearance, 5 recoveries. He won 4 out of 6 ground duels. Did get dribbled past a couple of times, but I don't think Nunes was as bad as Simon thinks there. Let me know, on all these guys, let me know what you think as well. On to John Stones, who, yeah, I must admit, when I saw the team, I thought, is he going to play John as a sort of DM? Well, obviously, like part of the pivot, really, wasn't it? But a Pep team without a DM, well, we know what usually happens, don't we, unfortunately, and it happened today. Anyway, Stones could not replicate his level from midweek, said Simon, and was caught out a few times having pushed up, only for City to lose the ball. He scored him a 5. I've had to agree with Simon. I've scored him a 5. I thought he started brightly enough, like the rest of the City team, but then sort of, it was on the periphery. It was all going on around him. I didn't even notice him touch the ball at times, for many times. I just thought he got overwhelmed. I thought we got overwhelmed in midfield at times, especially when Villa actually had those breaks as and when they took the ball and controlled it. I think he struggled. So I'd have to agree with a 5, as Simon said. Let's have a look at some of his stats. He made 1 key pass, 93% pass accuracy. Passes his own half, 9 out of 9, that's okay. 16 out of 18 in the opposition half, so that's okay as well. 1 clearance, 2 block shots, 2 recoveries. He had 2 ground duels that he lost both. He was dribble past one. So, yeah, I think I'll stick with the 5. I just thought he disappeared out of it, and he found it all going on around him. On to Diaz, who I thought particularly was probably the best of our defenders today. Simon said did reasonably well to say Watkins had him beaten for pace and recovered from a nasty fall in the second half. So he's given him a 6. I think he's going to deserve a 6.5. I thought Diaz was probably one of our better players today. If you're looking for a man of the match, you're probably talking Diaz for me. Let's have a look at some of his stats. 2 interceptions, 7 clearances, 3 block shots. He put his body on the line as ever. 2 recoveries. He had 2 ground duels, which he didn't win either, but he won all 7 of his aerial duels, so that's good. 1 foul, dribble pass once, 1 key pass, 96% pass accuracy, and 3 out of 4 long balls are accurate. Yeah, I think he deserves a 6.5 at least. I think, as I said, probably City's player of the match, although I probably wouldn't give one today. On to Guardiola, who had a bit of a shocker, didn't he, I think? Simon said looks well short of his best form. Yeah, he didn't play well in Spain, though. I'm not too sure why Pep just persisted with him there. Of course, Nori wasn't even on the bench, so I don't know what's going on there. But he struggled on the ball, said Simon, and in physical battles, give him a 4. He wasn't great in Spain. I thought he was worse today. I've snuck him a 4.5. Let's just see what his stats say. He won 1 tackle out of 1. Fine. Interceptions 1. Clearances 1. Recoveries 5. He won 1 of his 4 ground duels. Won 1 his only aerial duel. He fouled 4 times. 1 cross wasn't accurate. 92% pass accuracy. Long balls just 1 out of 4. 25%. I'm not impressed. I think 4.5. I think that I'm going to go 5. I'm going to alter it to a 5. I don't think he was great, but I don't think he was a 4. So I'll stick him a 5. But yeah, he's struggling a bit back at left back, of course. I think we've got other options that Pep should have probably started with. Reinders, another one who's struggling, isn't he? Now, this guy I have marked my lowest mark. Simon said he never looked comfortable in a role that isn't natural to him and couldn't contribute at either end of the pitch, and scored him a 5. I mean, he has been struggling, and then for Pep to sort of, as I say, no DM, but playing him in a sort of pivot in that middle, it just didn't work, and he's been struggling for form anyway. I'm not too sure why Pep played him, why he keeps picking him. I would have expected him to get dropped today and play against Swansea, but anyway, I've given him a 4 out of 10. I thought it was pretty abysmal today. 34 out of 36 passes were accurate, 94%. That's okay. 1 clearance, 2 recoveries. He had 7 ground duels and he didn't win any of them. Yeah, he was totally lost in. I mean, you don't really, it's not the sort of role, and he's not in form anyway. Why ask someone who's not in form to play that sort of role anyway? I'm not too sure. And he fouled 4 times. Yeah, I mean, him and Gvardiol were shocking on the fouling front, weren't they? Anyway, I'll stick with that score of 4 out of 10. On to Bernardo, who I thought started really well, and then, like many of the players, sort of faded. Too many errant passes, said Simon. He's shuffling between positions looked more of a consequence of City not knowing what to do. He's given him a 5. Again, I've had to agree with Simon. I don't like agreeing with Simon, but I'd give him a 5 as well. A bright start, and then I thought very, very little. There's one cracking one where he controlled it like on the back of his foot, wasn't it? I think it was the first half where he controlled the ball, but that's perhaps as good as it got with Bernardo. He created 1 big chance, so 1 key pass, 79% pass accuracy, so not great. 24 touches. He had 1 unsuccessful touch, lost control basically. Was fouled once, lost possession 5 times, which isn't overly bad. Interceptions 1, clearances 1, recoveries 3. He won 1 out of 2 ground duels, didn't win his only aerial duel, was dribble pass once. So on the stats, it doesn't look that bad. So yeah, but I still think that score's fair enough for Bernardo. On to Oscar Bob, who, again, another little surprise choice for me, from Pep starting Oscar Bob. Simon said he never looked up for it, and when he did see the ball, he didn't use it well enough, an easy pick to be subbed early, and he's only given him a 4. Now, again, I've gone a little bit better. I've gone 4.5. probably won't give him a 5. I'll stick with 4.5. I thought he was the lesser of the two wingers, and that wasn't saying much because Savvy didn't produce too much either. So I just didn't think he was great. I don't think he should have started. I think he should have started against Swansea in midweek, give him a bit more confidence against the Championship team, hopefully. But yeah, so I don't think he should have started. I don't think he did too well today. 30 touches. One unsuccessful touch. He had three dribbles, only one was successful. He lost possession 6 times, which isn't bad. 2 interceptions, 2 recoveries. He won 3 out of 6 ground duels. So I'll stick with 4.5. Perhaps I could have nudged him to a 5 as well, but I'll stick with that. I'll stick with the first thought I had on that one. That's what they tell you to do, isn't it? On to Phil Foden. Improved in the second half as City pushed, said Simon, and was unlucky to see a shot blocked, but still needs to create more. He's given him a 6. I think he should create more, definitely. I thought, again, he started well, he faded, and then he did okay again, and then he wasn't quite good enough when it mattered, and that's the point. When you're 1-0 down, these players like Phil Foden really has to step up and pull it out of the bag for us, and he didn't. So I'll give him a 5.5. 7 key passes, though, which is pretty good. The crosses, 5 out of 9 were accurate. Again, very good. 87% pass completion, 66 touches, 2 successful dribble attempts, was fouled twice. He lost possession 11 times, which isn't bad as it sounds. 2 shots blocked. Tackles, he won 1 out of 2, made 4 recoveries, won 6 out of 8 ground duels, and was fouled once. So actually, his stats sort of probably do push him to a 6. Perhaps I've been a little bit harsh, but I just expect people like Phil, who's been in reasonable form, on games like this where we need someone to step up. I think Phil should be the guy, and he didn't quite do it today. Right, on to Savvy. Yeah, Simon said, unfortunate to see not 1 but 2 good efforts blocked in the same attack. Yeah, at least he got him on target, but I mean, sometimes Villa didn't even know much about these blocks. So then again, we were the same up our end. We blocked some that we didn't know about either. But Simon said, once again, he was largely poor when tasked with picking a man out. So he's given him a 5. I've had to agree. He was the better of the 2 wingers. The law of diminishing wingers returned, this time Bob and him. But he was better than Bob, but that doesn't say too much. And he never really found that killer ball. He was unlucky. If he'd got that goal from the 2 attempts, it probably would have been better for him, but I'll score him a 5. He had 5 crosses, none were accurate. 71% pass accuracy, not great. Long balls, 1 out of 2. Touches, 50. He had 4 dribbles and only 1 was successful. He lost possession 18 times, which is getting a bit high. He won 2. He didn't win any out of his 2 tackles, 1 clearance, 5 recoveries, so at least defensively he didn't do too bad. 3 out of 9 ground duels he won, so again not great. 2 fouls and was dribbled past once. So yeah, I think the scores are pretty fair on Savvy. On to the big man who's finally not scored in a game. He won't be happy about that. Well, he did, but he was offside, unfortunately. Good in his own box, said Simon, as City defended Villa set piece. He just couldn't take the one chance he got to equalise. Yeah, I mean, all credit to him. He comes back, he defends, doesn't he? So that's a plus point. But we really want him putting it in the net at the other end. And he had one cracking chance, didn't he, in the first half, with a 1-on-1 that he should have done better with. There was a header that, in the second half, which he got okay power on, but it was too close to the goalkeeper. He collected it quite easily. Simon's given him a 6. He worked hard, but he's there to score the goals. And yeah, if we're going to praise him when he does score the goals and give him good marks, I think I've given him a 5.5. Yeah, defensively, yes, but when he had the chance to score for us, he didn't, unfortunately. And when he did, it was offside and just about got that in, didn't he? I think he sort of hit the post and the ball ricocheted back off him off the post into the goal. But anyway, 3 shots on target, missed 1 big chance, 17 touches. I'm not worried about that. If he puts a ball in the net, it doesn't matter, does it? 1 dribble unsuccessful, was foul once, lost possession twice, 3 clearances. He just won 1 out of 3 ground duels. He won 4 out of 6 aerial duels, which is okay. I think that was mainly defensively as well. So, yeah, I'll stick with those scores. On to the substitutes. Gonzalez gave City more control, said Simon. As I said, if he's going to be on the bench, surely he's fit. If he's fit, he should play. I don't know. Obviously, do you stick a player on the bench and say yes and bring him off rather than bring him on? You know, stick him on for 60 minutes if he's not fully fit and then take him off. Again, I'm not too sure of Pep's decision there. I don't think it's right. If you're not going to play Gonzalez, why the hell isn't Kovacic on the pitch? I don't know. Just one of those games where Pep's Pep's decision making was, we had to cast doubt on it before the game started, and that sort of midfield and the defensive midfield role, etc. Anyway, he gave City more control, said Simon. Give him a 7 out of 10. Yeah, I think he did okay. I don't think he's worth a 7 out of 10. I've just give him a 6. A 6, because he did okay. Yeah, he got a bloody nose, had to change his shirt, but he got a silly booking as well, which is just daft. He's known that. I think he's got a few bookings now, hasn't he? So you're going to find himself suspended pretty soon, and needless, really. But I would have liked to have seen him on from the start. 34 touches. Lost possession 4 times. He won 2 out of 2 tackles, 1 clearance, 3 recoveries. He won 2 out of 4 ground duels and committed 2 fouls. So yeah, just don't need to. I mean, you can be keen and eager and get stuck in without causing fouls. That's the problem. On to O'Reilly, who, well, Simon thought he played well. I don't think too many did. Pushed up well, said Simon on the left, and worried Cash. Give him a 7 out of 10. I thought everything he touched and everything he should have touched, he was nowhere near. I think, I'll have a look at his stats in a minute, but most of what he did turned to nothing. 7 out of 10 from Simon, I think, is laughable. He was on long enough for me to mark, I'm just going to give him a 5 because I literally don't think he did anything correct. He got himself in the right positions. He was either too slow to react to an attack, or he just seemed to dawdle on the ball for me. He had 22 touches, lost possession 5 times, won 1 out of 3 tackles, 1 clearance, 1 recovery, won 3 out of 8 ground duels, won 1 aerial duel out of 1. And was committed 1 foul. Yeah, I don't know where Simon's got a 7 from, in fairness. Doku, some clever play on the left, said Simon. Give him a 7. Again, he was on long enough for me to mark. I just give him a 6. I thought it was lively, but like the other 2 guys before him, Bob and Savvy, didn't really have that final ball, and that's what we were suffering all game, really. He had 27 touches. I've given him a 6. I thought it was okay. Simon gave him a 7 again, very generous. 27 touches. 1 successful dribble out of 2, was fouled twice. He lost possession 8 times, 1 interception, 2 recoveries. And he won 3 out of 5 ground duels, which is okay. I'll stick with that score. Guys, it wasn't on long enough for me to mark. Cherky was only on from the 76th minute. Simon said he was bright again. Give him a 6. Nothing particular for me. He had 14 touches, 2 unsuccessful touches, was fouled once and lost possession 3 times. And Marmouche, who I forgot to notice had even come on the pitch until he got caught offside, of course, for that goal for Haaland near the end, or the offside goal. It wasn't a goal. Savvy offside at a crucial moment, said Simon. Still give him a 6. Stay on side, man, but no time to complain, really. I'm not going to blame him for that. You've got to get up to the pace. Another split second, he would have been onside, and he's literally just come on the pitch for 4 or 5 minutes, so no mark, but not much we can say. Simon give him a 6 anyway. There you go. Disappointing. I'm a bit pissed off, a bit annoyed. A 9-game run has come to an end, and all of a sudden we're literally ahead of the joke of a Club United on goal difference, and it's a bit depressing, and I am depressed. I'll do my story game in a couple of days, so I'll have time to sort of reflect on that, and we'll talk about what happened in the game a little bit more. I will be doing, of course, very quick, we're doing after this, a preview for the Swansea game as well, so I'll be down there in Swansea, so come and say hello if you see me. And yeah, so that'll be out on Monday. This is hopefully out Sunday evening. It's the preview for Swansea on Monday, and then the story of this debacle at Villa Park yet again, lost by an odd goal. Story of that game will be out on Tuesday, and then of course Wednesday we're off to Swansea. So anyway, stay tuned, guys. Let us know your thoughts. Let us know your ratings. Did you have a man of the match? As I said, if I had to pick one, I'd probably say Diaz. But yeah, I can't really give man of the matches when City play as generally poorly as this. So let me know your thoughts, guys. Please, as I said, if you smash those buttons, if you like what I try and do, you like the content, guys, you want to shout outs and stuff like that, or you want to help sponsor the channel or different things like that, I'm always open to anything like that. For you to find out how to do that, all you have to do is keep watching and listening. Thanks for that, guys. Hope you enjoyed the feature anyway. And please, if you can, give us a thumbs up, give us a like. That'd be wonderful. And if you're not already a subscriber, it'd be great if you could subscribe. It's absolutely free. Also, check out all my social media links. Will be in the description and comments below if you want to follow me on TikTok, Instagram, X, Facebook. We can chat on there and do all things City, of course. Also, if you're into film and TV, don't forget a lot of this channel is film and TV stuff. I love me film and TV like I do City. So if you're into that, have a look. Or even though someone who might not be that bothered about the football but likes film and TV, give them a kick in my direction. I'll be very grateful. And special thanks as ever to supporters of the channel. P6505, they've got a little eBay shop selling film and TV memorabilia mainly, including books, magazines, posters, lots of posters, and they do have some City stuff as well that they've purloined off me over time, so there'll be a few bits and pieces, probably more going on as well. So have a look at P6505 on eBay. And yes, if you do go onto eBay, and if you're a member, we do have memberships, 99p a month. You get early access to all my vlogs, so as soon as I do them, you get them. Sometimes it could be months before they're published generally, so a lot of the history stuff, so you have access. The membership gives you access to that. It gives you 10% extra off at P6505 if you want to buy any of that memorabilia, so that you can actually gain that from being a member and support the channel. That's a great way of supporting the channel, of course, like watching the ads on the original thing that you've seen now, my original feature. That'd be fantastic. So yeah, also before we go, podcasts. If you like your podcasts, I do a podcast with Mike Long in South Korea. It's called Bolt from the Blue, in our 8th season. Yeah, we've had some good fun on there. We're trying to have a bit of humour, generally look at City's games as and when we play them, have a look back. So please check out that. It's on Soundcloud, Spotify, all good places you get your podcasts from. There you go, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed everything about this feature, and you didn't mind me asking you about this at the end. And please, all I ever ask for you is to stay safe, everyone, especially you Blues.